Okay, hi there. This is John Bishop. I'm here with my good friend, Dr. Nancy Flournoy, and we are going to be presenting a little bit of the video that was recorded by David Schmidt, the CEO and inventor from Lifewave. So we'll just start that video just now.
Now, first thing is I began to investigate the beneficial effects of carnosine back in 2005 and 2006 because there were longevity effects that were coming up in animal studies with the administration of carnosine. And today we know that those longevity effects are attributed to the ability of carnosine as an antioxidant to protect the telomeres from shortening. So in mammals, carnosine can potentially extend life by 30 to 40%. Of course, we don't know how that's exactly going to play out in human beings yet, but those effects have indeed shown up in mice and rats. Now, one thing that we would want to look at in a product is what are the short-term and the long-term benefits. It would be great if we get the long-term benefit of life extension, but we want to have benefits today as well. So carnosine is a miracle nutrient, and it is something that everyone should keep elevated throughout their entire life. And there's good reasons to be saying this. First thing is, when we started getting involved in carnosine testing, one of the things that we looked at was the ability of carnosine to improve athletic performance. And so we performed a clinical study. It's posted on our website. It was performed by Dr. Lisa Tully, who's a pharmacologist. And we did in fact show that use of the carnosine patch had very significant improvements in strength, stamina, and flexibility, and other measures of athletic performance. So anyone that's an athlete or simply wants to protect their muscle strength and stamina as they age should be interested in keeping their carnosine levels elevated. The disorder is called sarcopenia, by the way, or it is the age-related loss of muscle tissue. And this, of course, is bad on a number of different levels, but we want to stay healthy and strong and vital as we age, so keep up those carnosine levels. Carnosine also has beneficial effects on the health of the heart. Carnosine is going to be stored in the heart, and as an antioxidant, it will protect the heart from damage. So let's say that people are under stress and they get elevated levels of an inflammatory chemical called homocysteine. It would put people at risk for a heart attack. So again, we're not making any medical claims, but the fact of the matter is that carnosine as an antioxidant is stored in the heart and can help to protect the heart from damage. But what about the benefits of carnosine as it pertains to cognitive function? Is there any scientific evidence that this occurs? Well, let's take a look at a study that we did back in 2011 with doctors Tom and Helen Budzinski. They were a married couple. And so this was done with 3 scientists that were interested in looking at, is there a way that we could use the carnosine patch to improve cognitive function in people as they age? And if you want to go to the study, by the way, you simply go to the science section of the website, and then you scroll down and you can click on this icon over here, and it will link you into this study. By the way, Dr. Tom Budzinski, he passed away a few years ago. He was considered an expert in biofeedback and even wrote textbooks for college courses on biofeedback. So he was really exceptional, and we had him speak at a number of our events in the past. Really, really great guy. So he goes into some detail here about the carnosine patch and also the background of carnosine in general as a anti-aging nutrient. Now, of course, many of the beneficial effects of carnosine have been attributed to its role as an antioxidant. However, the beneficial metabolic effects go far beyond that. For example, carnosine is known to be, and I believe it still is, known to be the most powerful anti-glycation nutrient that's ever discovered. So glycation is a process, for example, that people would see show up in their skin and can be linked to and be attributed to early onset of wrinkling of the skin. Glycation effects occur throughout the entire body. And carnosine is shown to interfere with this process. Carnosine also has neuroprotective effects, meaning as an antioxidant, it can help to protect the nerves from damage. A well-known effect of carnosine is its ability to buffer acid in the body. So when carnosine is improving stamina, it is believed that the reason is because it helps prevent the formation of lactic acid in the muscle tissue. But let's go down here a little bit more, and we look at how this study was set up, since we're going to just focus on brain function. This was a study that involved 40 people that were over the age of 40. And as you would see, if you look through the data, there were very interesting effects in people over the age of 60. We had 20 people in the treatment group and 20 people in the placebo-controlled group. And the study design was to take measurements not only on memory, but very importantly, we wanted to look at what was did the ability of the individual to process information change. So we can measure with the microcog equipment the speed of processing, the accuracy of processing, and another importantly, reaction time. Like imagine, for example, that you had an athlete and or even, a normal person, so to speak, driving a car. The ability to have increased reaction time would be important in those endeavors. So when we're talking about cognitive function, it really envelops a lot of different subjects here. But these are things that were measured. Also, we use something called a biocom in this clinical study, looking for heart rate activity. And there was also a very interesting outcome for that. So anyway, you can read this at your leisure, but we're going to just scroll down to the past the data analysis, and we'll go into the discussion session. But basically, what the researchers concluded is that the carnosine patch produced statistically significant improvements in overall cognitive function. The hypothesis is that this was going to occur, and indeed that's what happened. And of course, this was, given this was a blinded study, they did not know what the placebo group was, neither did the people that received the placebo. And one of the things that the researchers noted is that they would like to do a larger study and look at some other attributes of the carnosine patch. They also found in this study that there was a beneficial effect on the heart. And of course, this made sense because carnosine as an antioxidant is stored in the heart. So we got a relaxation response in the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system, and as a result, improved heart rate. Now, what about in the general literature? Is there any work that's been done to take a look at the use of carnosine at improving cognitive function? And just happened to find the study that I thought you might be interested in, because it was just published in May of 2019, so just this past month. And one of the things that I wanted to bring to your attention is that carnosine has indeed been studied in human beings. Of course, we've studied the use of our patches in human beings, But this is important to note because it's something like 95%. I've heard numbers this high, that when you do a study in animals, about 95% of the time, the results do not carry over into human beings. So for example, you could perform a study in an animal that shows that taking some type of supplement would cause cancer in that animal, but it never shows up in human beings. So you always have to scrutinize animal testing and look at what are the mechanisms of action here, and do they relate to human beings at all. But in this particular case, these researchers were interested in taking a look at the role of carnosine in brain-related disorders like Alzheimer's disease. And human studies, of course, suggest that carnosine is a promising therapeutic agent in treating brain disorders. Now, why would that be the case? Well, first of all, one of the mechanisms that we look at in the body is oxidative stress. And it's important to note that the brain, because of its fat content, is especially susceptible to degradation by oxidative stress. Now, human body has what's called the blood-brain barrier. So our bodies are wonderful in that there are protective mechanisms to prevent harmful chemicals at getting into the brain. There's actually a pool of vitamin C at the base of the brain that will limit the number of toxic compounds that can get into the brain. Even still, those mechanisms can fail. So carnosine is a small molecule. It's a dipeptide. It's composed of 2 amino acids. So carnosine can pass through the blood-brain barrier and enter into the brain. And as a result, carnosine has protective effects on the brain and also the neurological system. So this is an interesting study from that perspective. And if you wanted to read that, of course, you could. What I would recommend, though, is that, and I'm going to put this into the chat window and send it out to all of you, for those of you that are interested. I would recommend that you take a look at this if you want to do a deeper dive into exactly how carnosine works. Now, this is a study that was published back in 2016, and it looks at the exact way that carnosine works. So first, of course, and most obvious, carnosine is an antioxidant, and oxidative stress will damage healthy tissue. So antioxidants like carnosine, glutathione, SOD can protect the body from oxidative stress. As many of you know, my main interest in research is in the subject of longevity, not only keeping people younger longer, but also reversing the aging process. And as a result, what we do in our labs is we look at species that have very, very long lifespans or are immortal. So planaria are immortal. Hydractinia are immortal. The only reason they die is if you cut them off from food, or if they get sick, or if they get killed by a predator. But all these species and others, what they have in common is their cells continue to divide, and you do not see any detrimental effects from inflammation or oxidative stress. So their systems have developed to have a perfect way to combat oxidative stress. So these are all things that scientists are trying to learn about these organisms. So for example, one of the things in longevity is to talk about lengthening telomeres. Well, that's all well and good, but if we don't manage oxidative stress and inflammation, lengthening telomeres may not help us too much. So in any case, this would be an interesting article if you really wanted to get into the detail about what's going on with carnosine Here it would be over here. Also, this article gets into clinical use of carnosine, which is rather interesting. Again, we're not going to make any medical claims, but if you want to find out what doctors are thinking about in how they can use carnosine to treat various disorders, even things like allergies, you can find that here in this article. Okay, so let's go ahead and go over and take some questions now. And
okay, I thought I'd stop it there. That was pretty good introduction to carnosine. Can't hear you, Nancy. You want to unmute?
I said, yes, it was like I hadn't already heard it before, having studied it a bit and then hearing it again.
So what I was going to also share in this video today is a little bit about the opportunity that Lifewave can help people with if they would like to build a business of their own. So I thought I would just pull that up if I can find it where I put it. Okay, and I'm just going to go over this very briefly. Okay, so I call this the Power of 4 blueprint. Okay, so when we come into this company, we usually come in thinking that we're going to try out the products, see how they work with us, like the carnosine patch. I'm very happy with that. Then at some point we start to share the product, and that's all fine and good. And pretty soon we find out that we can get a little bit of a commission from the sharing of the product with other people. So I'm kind of comparing this this little blueprint to kind of like building a house. And so like you really need 4 strong walls before you can put the roof on. You need many walls if you want to build a nice big house. So what we're looking at right here now is when you come into this company, there's different levels that you could come into besides just being a retail customer or preferred customer. So what I did basically is I came in to this company and I got a package. It's called the Gold Kit, and it's about a little over $500 when you put tax and shipping onto it. But I really wanted to try all the products that I could, so I got some X39. You can of course mix these up. I got some energy enhancer, some Ice Wave, all these products that I really had an interest in. One that I was already using that really helped me to overcome a lot of back pain and joint pain. So I got this one. It's just, I'm not recommending that everybody has to do this, but just in case you are looking at this as a business, this is a good way to do and get to this goal position as a really good start. And I'll explain that, because you'll really be able to maximize all of the bonuses that you get for all the way up until this diamond position. That was one of the reasons that I got into it, because if you enroll a person in the platinum or diamond position, you get a much higher commission if you are at least at the gold level. So this is how I'm building, or like to build this business, is by helping everybody to start really at the, you could go to a diamond position right away. I have a really good friend, Dr. Linda Goggin. She had a very good experience with her patients and Nancy's husband in particular. So she just jumped right in and went to the diamond position, got $1,500 worth of product, and she was off to the races. So I started actually as a gold, and then decided to build myself up to that level a little bit later. So let's just say, for instance, that you want to look at it that way. Well, what happens? Okay. Well, if you bring in 4 people, right, you're gonna it's going to be $500 ish for each package. And this company is set up with what's called a binary system. So basically, you build 2 legs or 2 teams. And this can be very powerful. You can imagine as people are learning about this company and coming in and purchasing these packages, there's really a lot of potential as it grows. It's like a ripple effect, and if you throw a little pebble in the pond, and things start to really expand from there. So let's say, for instance, that you have 4 people and you want to help them in this business. So you bring them in as a gold level, and they could come in higher, lower, it doesn't matter, but this is just an example. It's one example. So you would bring them in, they would each pay the $500 ish for the product that will be shipped to them within 3 to 5 days, and they'll start using the product. So what happens next is a little bit of education about this compensation plan. And what you do is you make your initial investment of $500, but with the incentive bonus that you get from bringing these next 4, you get $100 for each one. So your first 4 gold enrollments would turn out to be $400 back to you. Okay, and then therefore, in gold enrollments, of course, would be $400 back to them. So hopefully you're enjoying this product and everything, but you're still $100 out of pocket at this point. So, but I would recommend that you don't stop there. If you look a little more, there's quite a bit more potential. But this is what you can imagine if this starts to grow to this next level. You teach these 4 friends of yours to find 4 more. They come in with the same, package, right? And you can see this line across here is there's 16 people here. So you have a total of 20 people at this point. So as these people start to, when they get each one of these packages, it's not really $500. It's really, the volume of it is actually $375 in business volume. So if you don't understand that, there's another video I can do that'll explain a little bit more, but that's what it comes out to for a gold package. You pay $500 for the gold pack, and then you also inherit $375 in business volume, okay, at the same time. So let's just say that in this binary system, when you've got these people coming in, these 20 people, and they're all getting these gold packages that are 375 business volume, you multiply that by 20 and you come up with 7,500 in business volume. Okay, so what does that mean? Okay, so when each person gets to a certain level, it's actually 990 in business volume. They cycle, right? And each time you cycle, you get $50 from that cycle. So it's like 660 on the one side and 330 on the left side for a total of 990. So you really don't need to know all of that. You can really kind of make things a little more complicated by doing that. But just say you're going to be creating volume. Once every time you hit this level, you're going to get $50 from the company. Okay, so what this would mean is that this wouldn't happen all at the same time. But for instance, if all these people did this, they would be all creating 375 worth of business volume, which would be 7,500 business volume. And if we do the math here, 7,500 in business volume divided by 990 equals 7 cycles. So there would be 7 cycles times the $50 for each cycle. So that would be $350. And this could happen, theoretically, hypothetically, in a week. Okay, because as is, you're not, of course, required to stop with 4 people, but I'm just using 4 people as an example in this kind of mathematical progression. So that is what you can get from just getting this many people in at the gold level and watching it multiply from there. Okay, so the next thing, what I did is after coming in as a gold ranked member, I upgraded right away to the diamond position. But you don't have to do that. What I'm showing in this one is you can upgrade at this point because you're going to be making some money from the company. So you can upgrade to what's called a platinum position, okay, which would be an additional $500, okay. And then of course there's some tax and shipping involved, and that would be your upgrade to get the platinum package, so you get more products that you can use in your business and for yourself, of course. And then what I didn't explain it as much in the last one. First, I became a manager, you know, when I was able to get enough people in, and so on this level, you can help 4 more people, these 4 people here, to actually become managers themselves. And in the meantime, you want to maybe upgrade to platinum, and then also convince these people to upgrade from gold to platinum. So we're kind of doing this all together. You know, we're not just, you know, one person is doing it and making a business here. That we're trying to get 4 people with us that see, you know, they see it, they see what the potential is, and we're trying to bring all of us along at the same time. So that would translate into becoming a director at this point. And I'll explain a little bit about the different levels at the end. So let's say that this happens, you get here, you have these next 16 people who duplicated. I'm sorry, I put a lot of these little gold crowns here, but let's say this turns into 64, okay? So you would also start to receive what's called the matching bonuses, which is really powerful. It's a very powerful compensation within the whole compensation plan. So what you would be able to do is you would get 25% on your level 1, which would be these people cycling, let's say in a week, cycling and getting $50, right? So they're cycling, and this is $200 for 4 people. So that would be $50 coming to you, okay, from the matching bonus. And then you have level 2 at 20%, and that would be 16 cycles. It may not totally turn out that way, but let's say it did. Then that would be $160 to you. And then your third level would be 20% as well. It only goes 3 levels in this matching bonus plan. Then that would create 64 cycles, and then $640, 20% of that would come to you. So your total matching bonuses from 84 gold enrollees, let's say, they just stayed at gold and didn't go any further than that, would be $850. And then the total binary and matching bonus per week could be as much as $1,200. So that's how you make $1,200 a week if this plan went as planned. Okay, then what would be the next step? Well, there's another level. It's called, there's actually 6 levels. This is the third one. This is like halfway there. This is called the senior director. And so what you could do is upgrade to a diamond. I didn't put it in there. That would be an additional $400. Sorry, I should have put that there. And then you'd have the highest rank in the company, package rank. Excuse me. And then you would help 4 to become directors themselves, like you just were. And then you would become a senior director at that point. Okay. So what would happen there is, I didn't put this all in there. I forgot to change this. Well, that was good, John. I forgot to put the next thing in. Okay, I was rushing a little bit too today, Nancy. So anyway, I did not change that on the next thing. So I'm just going to go right here. So let's say that I became a senior director, helped 4 people become directors, and they helped 4 people become managers, and we're kind of moving up. Well, the company has, as I said, two structures. There's the binary structure, and each one of these levels, there's a cap. It's like you can only, I'm not exactly sure why the company did it this way, but there's a cap. at each level. So for the enrollment title, just enrolling in it, you know, your maximum weekly tap would only be $100. Okay, if you didn't rank up to the manager position, which means helping two more people become managers. So $1,500 a week would be the maximum payout for the binary for if you're a manager. If you move up to director, it moves up to $2,500 a week, which is really pretty good. That's comes out to about $10,000 a month. And if you move up to the senior director position, it goes up to $3,500. And as you can see, as you're building your organization and you're moving up in these ranks, you're able to qualify for this amount at each level. $7,500 for the executive director, $12,500 for the presidential director, and pretty much a whopping $25,000 at the senior presidential director. And oops, there we go. Lost it for a moment. Must have got excited about all this. So the matching bonus, as you see under here, is actually unlimited though. Okay, so on those, you can have as many people as you want on your first, second, and third level to be able to get 25% and 20% and 20%. So this could be also additional to the binary bonus. You could be really on your way to making, you know, close to, well, let's just say, you know, you could be making $50,000 a week or more. So that's the potential of it. And we do have people in this company that have achieved that level. I met one, her name is Onyx Cole. She was able to actually get to the senior presidential level in 3 months. So she was an experienced network marketer before, and I heard her story and I got really excited. I thought, oh, I'm gonna try to do that too. Well, more than a month has passed. 3 months have passed since I've been in this company. I have not reached that level yet, but it really hasn't deterred me because I see the potential that you know, this company has, and people are able to, you know, really achieve their dreams, buy their dream house, their dream car, their dream lifestyle, travel around the world, things like that. So so that's why I'm very excited about not just the products, but also the opportunity that this can bring to people. So I think I'll just conclude it at that point, and you know, that will be it. Would you like to make a comment or two on that, Nancy?
Well, I think it's a wonderful company, and it is, they're certainly generous, and I'm not a salesperson, but I do think that there's a lot of people who can benefit from this, and it's then kind of like a little bonus when you start getting little notices that there's a check going into your bank. Kind of cool.
Right, right. That's very true. Yeah, I like those days. So I had one today, actually. It was very good. So actually, Mieko, my wife, also she's, you know, on what's called my right side, and so she really gets excited when she sees a commission coming into her account, probably even more than me. So okay, well, that was good for today, and this is recorded, so we're going to be sending this out.
Thank you for having me, John.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Flournoy. It's always a pleasure having you. Okay, so we'll just conclude there for today, and thank you very much.
Thank you.